Okay, cool. We're gonna get started then. So again, welcome to our webinar, Dialed In with 800.com. This is our first of our webinar series that we're launching. We're excited to be launching our webinar series and welcome you to our first webinar, how to get more business calls. We'll be going through some of the tips and strategies that we have to get your business more phone calls. Again, we have the Q&A for you to ask questions in there, which will then open up to everybody at the end of the webinar. If you have anything in the meantime, feel free to use the chat. Let's get into it. Just making sure this works. Okay, so there I am. My name is Tom English. Uh, I've been with 800.com since March of 2022. I'm the head of marketing here. Um, my favorite feature of 800.com is our call analytics. I think the calls by number allows you to analyze which numbers are driving the most calls. If you're not utilizing more than one number, we'll go over that later. Some other things in call analytics, you're able to look at calls by day of the week, time of the day, geography, and all this can assist in making decisions with your marketing campaigns. Also, you'll be able to see in the chat and at the Q&A, I'm joined with Christina Reynolds, who's our brand marketing manager. If you have any questions during this webinar, in the chat or the Q&A, she'll be able to assist you there, or we'll wait till the end to kind of open it up to everybody. So let's get started. I'm going to hide my video so we can focus on the slides as we're moving through this. So the agenda for today is we're really focusing on what you can be doing with your phone numbers to get more calls for your business. So making sure that your phone number is working for you, um, it's not just a number for customers to call, but making sure it's actually working for you as a tool. Then we'll go into enhancing your online presence. We'll go over some of the basics of where you should be promoting your number online. Some of these you may already be doing, some you might not be fully aware of. So we'll just go over each place on where you should be using your number online. It's typically what we like to use in our Getting Started series as well. So if you're new here or maybe you've been here for a little bit, didn't get to see the Getting Started series, we'll just go over the important places online that you should also be using your number outside of, say, your website. Then we'll go into out-of-home marketing, which I'm sure a lot of people are still doing. It's still a very viable way to market yourself outside of digitally. But making sure that you're also using your numbers there as well. We'll share our tips on what to keep in mind so the advertising you're doing offline is as effective as it can be. From there, we'll discuss the benefits of using more numbers if you're not already using more than one number, and then some additional tips for taking things a step further in using numbers alongside of your marketing efforts. Finally, we'll save a good bit of this, a good chunk of time at the end to field your questions. Feel free to ask whatever you want. This is kind of our first foray into, really opening things up in a communications between the 800.com team and our customer. So we're super excited to have you guys with us and excited to kind of learn more from you, and hopefully we're teaching you as well. So making your numbers work for you, really gets down to treating your numbers more than just a line of communication for your customers, but treating it as a number for your sales team or your marketing team, as a tool for them to be either generating more traffic or generating more leads for your business. Um, Making sure that your number is visible and legible, like no matter where you're using it, making sure that it's if it's in your website, it's in that top right corner. If it's on any piece of your copy, it's very, big and noticeable. And then using it consistently across your marketing materials. So n not just the number, but making sure your number is there. Whether it's, say, maybe your business uh, card or your billboard, yard signs, anywhere where your number can be featured. It's just making sure that it's being used there as well. With that, we want to make sure that there's a clear reason for you to be calling as well, or for a customer to be calling you, whether it's for a free estimate, a quote, to book a demo, to get a to get a free demo. Um, just making sure that the CTA on whatever marketing you're using marries up with the number. So when someone calls, they know exactly what they're expecting with the call. And the last thing is making sure that the number is easy to dial. This comes in two ways. Using a vanity phone number is a great way to make it easier for a customer to dial. In some of your offline marketing, you might want to consider using a vanity number or an easier to remember number. That way, the recall later is easier for the customer to dial you. Also, with that, especially on mobile, is making sure that the number is able to be clicked to call. And this, in essence, is when a customer or potential customer sees your number on your website, they're able to just hit it with their thumb and be able to pull up the dialer on their phone and call you right away. So they're not having to go between the dialer and their mobile browser trying to type the number in. It's super simple. They can just click it, get a hold of you right away. So these are like the ways that your numbers could be working, better for you. Like I said earlier, one of the biggest things that you can do is enhance your online presence with your business phone number. So that includes a big one is making sure that the phone number is on your website, and not only on your website, but on the right places of your website. In your navigation bar, top right, in your footer, bottom left. When they go to your contact page, make sure it's there as well. We want to focus on making sure it's consistent. And if you're using multiple numbers, making sure that you have what the department is that they're contacting you along with that. A big one that we focus on is Google, making sure that you're owning your Google My Business, and also making sure that your phone number is listed as there as well. Um, a lot of customers or potential customers will only use your Google My Profile or Google My Business profile to make a decision on whether they want to work with you or not. So it's crucial to make sure that your phone number is there. So when customers say if they're using Google Maps to find home services in their area, they come across your profile, they can read your reviews, they can see the services that you provide, and then they can give you a call right away rather than going to your website. Along with that is social media, which is a huge now for, business services, things like that. So making sure that if someone shares your posts, that your phone number is also seen on their post as well, or if they click into your profile, making sure that your phone numbers are there so that they can click you directly from their profile as well. Say they might see an ad, click on it, want to discover a little bit more about what you're doing, and then they can scroll back up, click your phone number, and give you a call. A few more places is if you're doing any type of digital marketing, whether it's in presentations, one-pagers, paid ads, including a number is super helpful as well. Someone who's retrieving information from you can then easily call you, say if they have a follow-up, if you're sending out these presentations for proposals, making sure that your number is there as well, so that they don't have to come back to an email or come back to the website to call you. And then if they do come back to an email, include your phone number in your email signature. That way they can get a hold of you there. Another big place is online directories, and this varies by service and varies by what your business is doing. And we know a lot in the home services space, there's a lot of big players in terms of online directories. Um, and again, with like same as Google My Business, some customers will go solely to these review sites or online directories as places to make their decision on who they want to go with. The same thing occurs with like finding tools or software that you want to be using for your company or for your personal life. Um, People will go to these review sites, check out what other people are saying, see what you're listing in your profile, looking at any videos that you have or images that you have. So making sure that your phone number is there. If they make a decision from there, they can get a hold of you right away. And as we said before, out of home still matters. A lot of companies still advertise outside of just the digital space. So if you're running home services, if you're a lawyer or an attorney, um, you're likely probably running, some sort of out of home marketing as well. We see a lot of this in terms of billboards, vehicle wraps, yard signs, business cards, even down to the work shirts that your employees are wearing. These are all opportunities that you can be including your number. So if anybody walks by or interacts with a worker, they can see that they have the number, list it, jot it down in their phone. If you're using a vanity phone number, it's even easier for them to remember. So all of this out of home marketing, making sure that the numbers, marry up and match, is crucial. Even when it comes down to receipts or invoices, or again, if you're mailing out proposals, things like that, making sure the numbers on there so that no one can really escape, the company that you are or how to get a hold of you. Here's a big tip that we want to focus on, and you might be doing it, you might not be doing it, but using multiple numbers can help make marketing campaigns unique. This will tell you which campaigns are working and which aren't. It lends its hands into cleaner analytics so then when you're looking at the data, you can drill down on each number. You might be able to dig into which days or times these campaigns, or the campaigns that you're using for multiple numbers are getting more calls. And then also with that is using different number types for the right reasons. So if you want to look more established locally amongst your community, you might want to use local numbers. If you're doing a bigger national campaign, if you're advertising on, say, YouTube, or if you're doing any type of TV ads, you might want to use a toll-free number that's a bit more national looking. And then in some of your physical marketing, like going back to our out-of-home marketing, you might want to use a vanity phone number because it's easier for customers to remember. And if you have multiple locations, say if you serve different towns or cities, you can use a number for each area. And leaning back into what we talked about with analytics, you can see exactly which locations drive more calls. So then we want to take things a step further. I've already really harped on how good using analytics is to figure out which numbers are driving the most calls and which numbers aren't driving the most calls. 800.com features a suite of different analytics types, whether it's by numbers pool, geography, day of the week, time. You can be using all of this to make better decisions on the marketing campaigns that you're putting behind these numbers. Going back to using multiple numbers, not just using multiple numbers for, different types of marketing that you're doing, but using multiple numbers to test. Um, just like testing with ad copy or ad assets, you're able to test different number types too. Or you can use different numbers for marketing campaigns, like using a different number on billboards to see which billboard or which location is driving the most calls, or using a unique number on, say, your work trucks. And then you're able to see, are these vehicle wraps working? If you were to have a number that's solely for work trucks, and you see that you're getting a lot of your leads through that, well, then you know that, okay, these trucks are working. Maybe the next step there is, the trucks in certain areas get different numbers. Okay, let's see exactly which areas and which trucks are getting the most numbers. And the last piece, if you're not already using it, is dynamic number insertion. So dynamic number insertion is a piece of script that you can add to your website. And this allows the website to swap the number, the number that we were talking about earlier in the top right or in the bottom left of your home page. It allows it to swap the number depending on where the traffic is coming from. So you can create these pools of numbers for different online marketing channels, and when the traffic comes in from those campaigns, the number on your website will automatically switch. And then when you look in your analytics, you can go to those number pools and you can see specifically online which channels are driving, the most calls via, traffic to your website, which are driving the most calls. And from there, you can make more informed marketing decisions on should we put more time into Google search? Should we do more with Google Ads? Is Bing working? Is social driving a lot of phone calls for us? This kind of just helps in switching the number out so you don't have to do it yourself. So some key takeaways from this short webinar is using your number as a tool and not just a way to be reached out to through your customers, but when finding new customers and potential customers, making sure that the number is being used the same way you would use any other marketing or sales tool. Put your number everywhere customers are making decisions, online, on social, on Google, and any directories, anywhere out of house marketing too, whether it's billboards, signs, yard signs, any type of swag that you have. And don't be afraid to use more number. Using more numbers is really a tool for you to be able to see what's working and what's not working. Utilizing call analytics, I know I'm going into that a lot, but we have a big suite of analytic tools in the 800.com dashboard, and making data-driven decisions is probably the best way to make the most out of your marketing budget. And in there, you can really dive into when and which numbers are being called the most. And the more you get into it, the more you can really dial in which marketing efforts are getting you the most leads via your phone number. And start simple. You don't have to do all these things at once. We always recommend, starting with the things that you can handle on your own. The things that you can do right now, making sure your website's updated with your number, going and claiming your Google My Business if you haven't already, and making sure that that number matches the one that you want people to call you. And then moving on from there, whether you go into social, whether you go into updating marketing copy that you already have. Um, but not trying to do everything at once, starting simple and optimizing as you go. So now I would like to kind of open it up to your questions. I haven't been able to look at the Q&A yet, but what I'd really like to do is kind of hear from you about what you're doing to make your numbers work. If you have any questions about what we've gone over today, and also this QR code on our screen you can use to download the 800.com app if you're not already using it. In there you can be making phone calls, answering phone calls, sending SMS, building up your contact lists.